Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here to my talk today. First, I want to express my appreciation to Dr. Ruby, who have bring me to the United States to William Broad Center in Missouri Botanical Garden. Yeah, it's second time I come back here after more than 10 years. Yeah. And my name is Van. Yeah, I use Cham name. And Quang is my official name, Vietnamese name. Yeah. And I have been working at Cham Culture Research Center for the past 12 years. And currently I'm a lecturer in the Faculty of Tourism and Vietnamese Studies. Yeah. So before I start, I would like to share very brief about my people. Actually, I try to encourage a lot of young Cham generation to work on my past, like doing research about Cham. But actually, there are few people interested in that, and I'm not really happy with that. But this prize and this opportunity will help me to to keep going my work and continue encouraging my people, especially young people, to do research like this. All right. Today, my key aim is just to introduce about Cham people. Yeah, many of you maybe have never heard about Cham, but who do research on archaeology or history will know that we was very powerful in the past. So my talk today include three parts. The first one, I will introduce about Cham people and the cultural heritage. The second one, I will talk about the roles of plants in the Cham culture, Cham life. And next one, I will talk about some key challenges of preserving indigenous plant and traditional knowledge. So who is Cham? Yeah, we are descendants of the Champa kingdom, and the kingdom was established in the 2nd century, and disappeared, collapsed in 1834. Yeah, it's not many. Yeah, and the Cham people are a remnant of the Champa kingdom, and we speak Cham and with the tradition language. So my language, the Cham language is similar to Malaysia, to Indonesia, and some of the catalog of the Filipino. Yeah. So currently the Cham there are almost 200,000 Cham people in Vietnam. Only 200,000 people. Yeah, and we are one of the 54 ethnic group minority in the country. And the Cham today reside in some provinces in central of Vietnam, and like Bình Định province, Phú Yên, Ninh Thuận, Bình Thuận, and some have migrated to some other parts in Vietnam, like Ho Chi Minh City, in Mekong Delta, and some migrate to other countries, like United States, where we have very spiritual community here. Yeah. So what you can see here, the Cham village in the past, and it's Cham today. So the Cham culture heritage is very significant in the history and development of Vietnam, with the prominent sites at Sarada Temple, and you can see on the map the abundance of Cham Temple. You see here, it's a central Vietnam. And one of the Cham sites was recognized at World Heritage Site in 1999. Yeah, we call Mission Century. And another one is about traditional Cham pottery making in were recognized this year, also by UNESCO. Yeah, so we have to have this were recognized by UNESCO. So let's move to my hometown. Yeah, my hometown called Ninh Thuận province. Yeah, so it's very small one here, and the map. Right? And this is a part of the Panturanga Principality of Champaking, the last principality, collapsed in 1834. And the province has preserved well its cultural heritage from tangible elements to intangible elements. And the Cham people make up more than 50% of the Cham in Vietnam. Yeah. So the Cham people in Ninh Thuận very strong identity and their awareness of preserving cultural heritage. So we move to the next one. Yeah, in terms of religion, we have three religious groups. The first one, the Brahmanism influence, which the Cham localize and become Ahin. We call Ahin. So sometimes like people call us the Hindu people, but no, we use Ahin. And the second one, we localize Islam, become Awan or Pani. And the new one, Islam. So we have three main religions. Next one about tradition. Cham people still follow matrilineal system, where women have a strong power and play very important roles in the family, in the life, in culture and custom, in every aspect of the Cham society. And like if a man marries, he will go to stay at his wife house for his whole life. Yeah, when after he passed away, a pack of born the skeleton, maybe we bring back to his mother home. So for whole life of the Cham man, he will be in his wife house. So like in the past we have so many villages, but now we only maintain like 23 Cham villages. And every Cham village is very easy to recognize, as you see here. They had a gate to enter inside the village, and you will see this one is inside the village of the Cham people. And if someone do not know the name of the Cham village, it's very easy to see here. It's written in Vietnamese and in Cham language. Yeah. Next one about festival. The Cham people have a rich and diverse system of festival with nearly 100 major and minor ceremonies. It's a lot. Yeah. The festivals are held in in the community, village, and family levels, and serve as a place to preserve the unique cultural value of the Cham people. And this festival provide a window into the Cham unique culture heritage. I move to the next one. So here, just tie up Cham music. This is a traditional craft village of the Cham and just recognized this year. So we very happy for this. At least the rules, no Cham people. Yeah. So I bring some object outside there. So after finish the talk, everyone can see the real one. Yeah. And the next one is the weaving craft village. I was born in this village, and the village of the king as well, a very famous king uh, of the Cham. So I shall bring some here as well to introduce for everyone. Okay, it's very briefly about my people culture. So I move to the next one about the role of plant in Cham. As I mentioned earlier, the name of Champa Kingdom. Everyone remember, right? Champa Kingdom, yes. It was, like the name after a type of tree. The type of tree. So we call Champa, or Pengu Champa. I don't know the name of the species, but yeah, every Cham know this one. Next one, there are three, that is considered as a sacred symbol of the Cham people as well. It also, the survival of, the survival of the tree represent the survival of the Champa kingdom. Actually, every Cham now still, even the young people, they still remember like the legend about this tree. Yeah, in the past, the Cham maintain a legend about Re, the Cham called Re, and I don't know the name in English, but I found it's like this name. I don't know, but in Cham we call Phun Re, and Vietnamese people, or not Vietnamese, but the Daivik, I mean the Kin people, the majority Vietnamese people today, in the past they try to cut down the tree, but never found. And it was only when the Cham king personally cut it down, and that the tree fell, and with it the Champa kingdom also collapses. So every Cham, even they live in Cambodia or in everywhere, they remember this legend. So everyone asked me, okay, have you ever seen this tree? I don't know. Yeah. So this story, emphasizes that the preservation of plant or properly culture heritage is essential and depends on the people within the community. Yeah. And in earlier, I also mentioned about the temple in the central Vietnam. Yeah, and we also use many type of, like the motif of tree to make a decoration for the temple. You see here. Yeah, and this one. Yeah, and this motif as well. Yeah, so this temple here. Yeah. And here the weaving handicraft, and we also based on many like wildlife trees, flower to make kind of this, and we still maintain many type of the pattern with very specific name of the flower and the tree. Yeah. So I actually, for myself, I don't know its name in Vietnamese as well. Just now in Cham. Yeah. Because in Vietnam I use mostly Cham language. Yeah. And it's since I was child, I know this type of tree, but when I add many my friend of me Vietnamese, they don't know that name as well. Yeah. And you can see here a lot of the pattern, the decorative pattern, also based on the plants, the flower, this one. Yeah, and no name in and no name in Vietnamese as well. Okay, so it's a landscape and environment of, where the Cham live in Nantong province. It's very hot. We had only two seasons, hot season and rainy season. And hot season, in for almost 9 months, a year. Yeah, see here. But it's beautiful place too. And here, some wild plants, and actually we often use such plants for medicine and for cooking as well. So this one editable, and that's one as well. Yeah. So when I go to collect plant for medicine, this area, I know where that type of the other plants are, and this one is very popular in Cham, and we use for for a lot of treatment. All right, I move to the next part. There's some reports, they had this statistics, and as you see here is a name of ethnic minority in Vietnam, and you see Cham here, we have like more than 300 medical recipes if compared to other ethnic minorities in Vietnam, the highest one. Yeah, and still more, but we have not much opportunity to to conduct a research to collect this, but I will do it in future. Next one. The indigenous knowledge of the Cham people about medicinal plants are quite extensive, and they use almost every part of the plant to make medicine. Depends on the types of plant, and it's the just so that Cham people use the medicinal plant in various way, so that you a whole pack. You see here, the whole pack of the plants, and some they use like roots or stem or leaf here. Yeah, but mostly the Cham use the whole pack of plant. I believe the most popular one. And regarding the processing methods, the Cham also have different way of using its types of medicinal plant and prescription, such as chewing or brewing the medicine. Over half of the use of medicinal plants is through decoction, boils, and followed by they make it like alcohol. Yeah. And some internal use like powdering or applied to walls. According to my research in 2009, yeah, the Cham people have like 600 medicinal recipes. Yeah, 600 in I collected in 2009. So now maybe more than that. Yeah. With like 106 recipes special for churning pan, and you see I move to the next one. Yeah, here this the group of recipe, and actually this is my major, so I don't understand much about it. I just collect the data from the few. Yeah, so you see here many fire assessment. Okay, I move to the next part about the challenges of preserving Cham knowledge on indigenous plant. This is to villages with their profession is about selling medicine. So without plant, I think the traditional knowledge of making medicine will disappear. Yeah, I'll show you some picture here. The people from that village. So here they're making medicine. They chop tree, and here you see the elder, the younger. They pass down traditional knowledge about the plant. This one as well. Oh, sorry, this one. Yeah. And here, the women, Cham women, prepare medicine to go many provinces in Vietnam for selling, because that is their main livelihood. So here some Cham, they do not go to sell the medicine in other places. They just stay at home and just prepare some the medicine, and then after the women come back, they will take it to sell it again. And like in terms of conservation of the plant, we very strictly like using the plant. So you see here, actually we wrote it on the text as well in Cham language. So everyone had to in every Cham have to follow it. If not, the god of the forest will punish. And as you see here, like for the plant where alpaca can be used for medicinal purpose. So alpaca of the root or tuber and so left for the future growth. So it means that we do not have it out, but to keep some in the forest. And here only alpaca of the roots is harvested, with the rest left for regeneration and for the future growth. So here we care about the future and regrow. And before the Cham go to harvest the plant, we have to make a ceremony to add the permission of the the god in the family. But when the Cham go to the forest, we also make a very small ritual to add the permission from the god of forest, of the mountain, and of many like animal to have it. Yeah, if everyone it's just traditionally in the past. Now everything changes. Many people now they do not follow this rule, and they never need to do any ritual at the forest to add the permission. Yeah. And like this is our language, Cham script, and we also digitalize some of the Cham manuscript like this, and it's very few manuscript that the Cham wrote it in kind of it as well. But very very interesting when I found some like kind of a recipe, medicinal recipe that some people now they forgot. So it's good, if I have time to I will upload it again. Okay, move the first one, the first challenge. I think this challenge very common in everywhere around the world. It's about the disappearing of medicinal plants due to over harvesting and non-compliance with traditional regulation. So some Cham and the Việt people see harvesting medicinal plants as a means of their livelihood. So it had led to many plants disappear from this area. And the second one, this is the main source of plants that the Cham people go here to collect it. And now, it's recognized as national park, and they ban it. So the Cham, have no place to have it. So it means that many, like the knowledge about plant in this area may be lost in the future. Yeah. And the second one you see here is about development. Everywhere in my hometown is a solar power and wind power plants. So it's destroy, the white plant as well. And this one, like urbanization in some, like in the Cham area. So many trees now disappear. Yeah, the next one is very hot issue. It's, it's going conflict between Cham and some people of the Vietnamese. Yeah, not all, but some of them. As you see here, we wear different clothes. It's different from the majority people. So we look like a stranger. Because we go to every place in Vietnam. So they look down first, but they also stereotype and bias against us. They are street vendor, yeah. So you see here in the back is a medicine. This one medicine and this medicine, and you see here the kids behind here. But they are labeled as what I say child kidnapper and cheating quacks. So it's called problem, a big problem. And many young people, they post it on Facebook, and then the people could not sell the medicine. You see here a lot of rumor and fake news about street vendor who selling the medicine. You see here on Facebook they post it, and many buzzword about these people. Yeah. So the problem that they could not sell it is mean that they have to find another way for their livelihood, and they discourage their children and grandchildren to follow this profession. It means that like in the future maybe the knowledge of medicinal plants will be disappearing. And the second one, because when they go like this, it's very dangerous for them. So their children, when they see their family hard work like it, they did not care much about indigenous knowledge about this plant. That's a heritage of their people, but they don't care about it. So they choose another work, like I see, right here, it's very popular in Vietnam and everywhere, like doctor, here. So the final one, it means that we also lost the knowledge about the term, the vocabulary in Cham language about plants. And now even me, I could not remember many types, the name of many types of plants. So here is a very brief summary what I have done. Yeah, and one more thing is it's more about community engagement. and find a way to, to survive. It's a small garden made by me. It's lotus garden, and here, after I finish it, like many Cham people follow this model, and they survive and they get a lot of income from kind of this activity. I established operate, yeah, this attraction in 2017, and at the time I tried to engage Cham people to participate in in kind of like tourism development based on their cultural resources, but no one listens. Yeah, and they, because they don't see it, they just listen and say yeah, yeah, and then so I have to do it by myself. It's like a real evidence. You see, here is a pack of lotus flower, a lotus tree, and it's the area that I established. But now it's the big one, and here I use Cham language as well. Yeah, Cham language, Vietnamese, below here English. Yeah, after a few years, it's very well known in the province, and lots of visitors coming there. They enjoy kind of tea that we make, local foods, and traditional music and dance. And at that time, many Cham household surrounding, now they follow this way, and and after that, I think about two Cham villages that I mentioned. Maybe tourism is the best way for them, and they don't have to go to to bring a lot of medicine to many provinces for selling, just at home and to tourism. And here you see it's my family and some people, some the local, making the tea. It's a pack, the flower. Yeah, it's a leaf. And here, but I try to show everyone, and show from the flower as well. Lotus flower is wine, lotus wine. It's also based on the Cham traditional knowledge of making wine, and traditional knowledge of making tea as well. Đấy. And here I try to bring Cham culture to visitors and try to make the awareness of the young generation to learn about culture heritage. Like here, the kids learn practice how to dance, how to play Cham instrument. And in two Cham villages, if they follow this this model, I think it's maybe a new approach for them to make a livelihood in the future. But to do that, it's not very easy because a lot of challenges. But that is the story in the future. And after this time, when I go back, I will think about the project. I apply kind of community-based tourism that we try to will promote like medicinal plants and indigenous knowledge about plants to introduce to tourists. Yeah, it's a local. The elder in my village, he work here, and also had got in but get paid monthly. Yeah. All right. That's just very brief about Cham people and some traditional knowledge and some challenges of the Cham when conserving the medicinal plants. Yeah, thank you.